listening to Speaking with One Voice with Rodney Payne. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you'd like discussed on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. That's rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. You can also search for us on Acast, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just look for Speaking with One Voice. Now, here's your host, Rodney Payne.
Hello and welcome to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. I know I always say I'm excited to be with you, but this week I am super excited to be with you. This week marks our 200th episode. That's right. We have 200 episodes of Speaking with One Voice. Thank you for those who've been on the journey with us the entire time, and also for those who are joining us recently. You just jumped on and found out about us, and we're appreciating your follows and your likes and your shares. We thank you so much for liking us on our social media platforms at Rodney R. Payne. I want to thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. I see a few of you going out there. I want you to really do that at Rodney R. Payne. Go get that YouTube channel. And for those who have been our listeners who've been a part of our podcast for the entire time, and you're listening to us on whatever platform you're listening, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening to us and allowing us to pour into you and your leadership team. And also, thank you for investing in yourself. That's right. Thank you for thinking enough of yourself, because you're worth it. You owe it to yourself. I want you to know that you owe it to yourself to be the best leader you can be. As my mentor, John Maxwell, says, everyone deserves to be led well. So your labor is well worth it. There are people whose lives you are transforming, and your community is depending on you to make that change, to be the difference. So I just wanted to celebrate that for a moment. I'm excited about it. 200 episodes, and we're just grateful to still be here and to be growing and improving the way we're doing things. That's all because of you. So for our 200th episode, I want to talk about something that's very dear to me, because let me just say, 200 episodes is not easy. We've started, we've had gaps, we've had technological issues, we've had challenges, but we've done our best to be consistent and to keep showing up. And so today I want to talk about finding your motivation. That's right, finding your motivation. What is it that moves you to a place where you can actually get up and go do it? How do you do this? And so there are a few things that I've learned along this journey of podcasting, my leadership development and growth journey, and trying to build our brand and awareness. And I want to share those with you, because every day it's not easy to get up and do it, right? So you got to make a decision. You have to decide for yourself that today I'm going to get up again, and I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep getting better. And so what motivates a person to do that? How do you find that motivation? I know some people that seemingly work just relentlessly at what they're doing. So how do you find the motivation? How do you find the balance? Today, our objective is to really dig into this motivation piece. What gets you fired up to get up and go get it again, even when you've not found the success that you'd like, or you haven't made the impact you were hoping to make? How do you keep getting up and going every single day? So the essence of motivation is this, is that there are a couple of types of motivations, and I won't be able to exhaust all of them, but we talk about intrinsic motivation and extrinsic, or easier stated, internal and external. There is something on the inside of you that motivates you to do what you do, to make the difference that you make, to show up every day. And it can't be something superficial. So when I think about, for me, and you guys know I'm a person of faith, and so when I think about everything that God has given me to work with, as far as the gifts and talents and tools, etc., there's a motivation for me to be the very best version of myself that I can be. And so I really want to end every day on empty, end every speaking engagement on empty, end every training opportunity on empty, meaning I want to give you every single thing I have, because I'm fortunate to be able to do what I do. I take it as a privilege and an honor to speak into your life, to be one of the leaders of your life and your journey. So it's very important to me that you get the very best of me. And so there's an internal thing there that just I cannot shake it, and I believe it has a lot to do with my upbringing. Being raised in the country by a community and a village, from my parents to their parents to my uncles and my aunts and my cousins and just my church family. There were so many people who invested so much in me that I am just not able to sit down and feel good about it. So that's the internal component that's really really good, because it built something on the inside of me that no one has to wake me up, no one has to tell me it's time to go. And there's something about you like that, that you want to go. The challenge is we have external things that both motivate and demotivate, and that's where the conflict comes in. And sometimes internally you're tired, or you're not finding success, so you lose your motivation. But externally, when you don't find success, it can be very difficult to keep going. But when I think externally, there are things, there are people, there are opportunities that cause me to keep pushing. For me, you guys know that my place in life now is I am looking to build legacy. I'm looking to leave something behind for my children and for my grandchildren. And so my wife and I have lived a wonderful life, and we are just getting to the peak of it. We're at the top of the mountain, and we want to enjoy this thing, and I mean enjoy it well. At the same time, I want to position my family for residual success. And so I'm motivated when I look at my little grandbabies and I'm able to get on the floor and play with them. It does something to me that says they deserve the best version of you as well. So you cannot quit on them. You got to keep going. So what we're really looking at is what drives you personally from the inside, meaning your makeup and how you're wired, and what influences you had in your life to become who you are, as well as what's on the outside. I got to be honest with you. You are part of my external motivation. I want to see everyone maximize their opportunities. I believe that you can have the business that you want to have. I believe that you can have that top performing team. I believe it just takes opportunity, it takes preparation and commitment, but I know you can do it. So I want to put something right on the shelf where you can reach it and be the very best version of yourself. The essence of motivation is what gets you out of bed and won't let you stay in the bed. What makes you take long times of working and long hours and sacrificing sleep or time with family or special events? What makes you want to go the next extra mile to get to that level? Well, that, my friends, is the essence of motivation. And so I really want you to really think about that as you're looking to find your motivation. And I mean, literally, write these things down, put them on paper, and display them where you can see them. Because I got to be honest, on a personal note, I don't find joy in working out necessarily. Um, but I find joy in the outcome of working out. So what motivates me is not to do the work, but to get the outcome. But since I've decided that working out is a part of my life, I've found a way to make it an enjoyable time for me. So it's a time where I'm going to meditate as well. I'm going to spend that time praying and meditating and contemplating and focusing on me and my personal growth. And I make it a very personal time. And whenever I do that, my days always go better. That's the essence of motivation. Now, let's talk about you individually creating your own motivation blueprint. And so what that means is, and you've heard me talk about these many times, but you have to establish guiding principles. You can't just use any and everything, and not you're not in a situation where everything goes. You have to have your own guiding principles. What personal values will establish your true north, and make sure that whatever that is for you, for me, I'm a person of faith. For you, whatever your true north is defined as, you have to make sure that every goal you have is aligned with that. See, that's the key, right? So we know about these various techniques, but if we're out of alignment, we cannot find success. If we have no true north, today we might get a great result, tomorrow we might get a negative result. And based upon what our true north is, what we're really aiming toward, it can set us on the right track, or it can set us back. So I want you to think about, how do I visualize success? I shared this a couple of weeks ago with my teams. I always take them to places that are bigger than we are. I've always done that. Why do I do that? Because I want you to visualize. I want you to see the possibilities. So every conference that I go to, or every workshop that I go to, or every event that I attend is, I my expectation is I will always get great content, meaning delivered from the stage. But at the same time, I'm looking at back end processes. How are they presenting this? How does this speaker speak? I look for techniques, and I want to see it in action. Not that I'm going to do it in the way they do it, but it's something that stirs up motivation in me. I got to tell you this. This is really a secret, and we shouldn't share this. So keep it to yourself. I have just gotten back in town from a training I went to. I went to the International Maxwell Certification event in Orlando, Florida, and I've just gotten back. And while I was there, I heard some phenomenal speakers, and I saw leadership done at the top level. I saw an event of large scale, executed beautifully. I could see, I'm looking at all of those things. In the midst of seeing those things, I was given the title and the outline for my next book. You see, when you begin to visualize and see and learn, you now become sensitive to opportunities. So now we've got a full outline, and we've got another book that's in the oven now. So that makes two that we've got going right now. Of course, I can't tell you what it is yet, but I want you to know that when you begin to visualize yourself doing it, you'll get up and do it. You'll make it happen. So you got to learn to build a blueprint. And what happens is, too many times, and I have to say this, we have copycat, just too many. Be authentic, my friend. Be original. Write your own blueprint of what your motivation is, what you want to do, and what keeps you going every day. So my motivation for working out is to be healthy, but the real motivation is to be healthy enough to get on the floor, roll around with my grandkids, pick them up, and I want to be able to throw the football with my grandson, and I want to be able to go and hang out on the dance floor with my granddaughters, and whatever they do. I don't, they just, that's what they're doing now. It'll change 100 times, but I want to be able to do that. And so in order to do that, I cannot be unhealthy. So yeah, I want to be healthy, and I want to be able to hang out with my wife, and I want to be able to walk on a beach as long as we want to walk on a beach. Those are things that motivate me. And that's my blueprint. So when I keep those things in the forefront and I visualize them, I can see them happening. I'm on a quest to help as many leaders as I can to find themselves and to grow into their real potential. I'll tell you what it looks like for me. And this topic is so exciting. I hope I get it done today. I may have to come back, but I have to just pause and tell you, when I work with teams or individual leaders, I work with both. I work with teams, I work with individual leaders. Now, when I work with them, how I visualize it is, I take my clients and I look at them as if they're on an 8K screen in full color, and the pixels and all this stuff. So the picture is pristine, and I get to watch this picture develop through our coaching journey, through our training journey, through our strategic planning sessions. I get to see it happen real time. So before I start working with them, I visualize the transformation in them. I can see it. I often see it before they see it. I believe more than they believe initially, but I know what's in you, and I get to see that thing unfold. And so I visualize you becoming successful. And my friends, that is a payday that is unmatched. When you are used as a leader to help someone else to fulfill their potential and to walk into their success, I'm telling you, it is the most rewarding thing. But I have to see it before it can happen. I have to see it. And so I visualize it, because I that's what my blueprint is. I have to see it. So when I'm doing an outline, I hope you all are getting something out of this. I'm just sharing some concepts. I am a guy who still writes things down on paper, even if it's digital paper. It doesn't matter. I have to write with a writing utensil, not just type, because when I see it on paper and I write it on paper, I'm able to sort it better. Like I'm a whiteboard or a blackboard guy. I'm a guy that has to have that because I'm visual. I want to see the success. I want to see it before it happens, and that will motivate me. That always motivates me to the next level. I want you to know you can be motivated. You got to have your own blueprint. Everybody's not like me, so it's not about doing it like I do it. It's really about you doing it the way you do it, but you have to have a blueprint. What is your motivation blueprint? So as we continue to go on this journey, we're talking about the essence of motivation. We talked about creating your motivation blueprint. And now I want to talk about the role that routine plays in motivation. You have to have a routine. Now, by routine, it doesn't have to be the same thing the same time every day in the same way, although some people function like that. So for me, I work well in windows. I do appointments on schedule, but I work well in windows. But the best way for me to start my day is with my personal routine, my personal time, my personal devotions, my personal meditations, and my personal exercise routine. Before I go public facing, before I have dialogue and interact with people, I'm only going to talk to my wife and of course our dog. You got to love it. We got Smokey. Smokey is our miniature schnauzer and he's part of the family. So we got to tell him good morning. But really, I'm up before he even gets up. I'm up before the dog gets up. I'm up before my wife gets up. It's a routine for me. When you get the routine, it kind of gets you there. And I'll say this: I share things with you, not because my way is the right way. My way is simply a way, and hopefully, I'm modeling something for you that will help you to build your way. But one of the things that I feel like is I have committed to doing cardio exercise every single day. Every single day, I'm going to do at least 30 minutes of cardio. Many days I'll do more and I'll do weight training and other things, but at least 30 minutes of cardio, no matter what. Here's what happens when I'm on my routine. It's an easy win. It's a very easy win. I get to start the day with a check mark that I did it. I made it, right? When I don't do it, I don't feel as good. The role of routine is to keep me motivated. When I check that off my list, and I do some strange things. If I got to work out in the middle of the night, which is technically the next day, in order for it to be on that day so I can fit it in, I will do it because I want that win under my belt. That's part of my visualization. So make sure that you create a motivating environment that's good for you physically as well as mentally. I work 6 days a week. I take one day off every week, and on that day, it's the same day for me. And I take that day to replenish, to recover, to attend to my physical needs. I'm very careful about when I travel. When I travel, I prepare my body before I go, and I give my body time to recover when I get back. These are things that are going to help you because that's the role of having a routine. When you have a routine, it helps you to stay motivated. Man, I sure hope you're enjoying this. We're almost out of time. Let me see if I can squeeze one more thought in here for you before we go. The last thing is when you look for motivation and you're trying to find your motivation, there's going to be some obstacles and you have to overcome these obstacles. Why? Because these obstacles are barriers to your motivation. Why don't I take calls before a certain time? I don't take calls before a certain time because I can't allow you access to my space. I can't allow you to set the cadence for my day. If I go through my routine, I'll be ready and better prepared to receive your call. And no matter what happens, then the unknown is not a problem for me. But if the first thing I think about is what you talk about and I haven't prepared myself, that could be a barrier to my motivation. So I protect my time. I've learned these new phones, they have this button on them. It's called Do Not Disturb. I know, but you can like push the button and the phone won't ring. You can actually set it aside and it will not notify you when somebody likes your post on Facebook or social media. You can so you got to be able to overcome obstacles. If you can't keep your attention focused, then sometimes you have to redirect yourself because I want to say yes to everything. I want to say yes to everything. But what I've learned is I cannot be my best if I say yes to everything because to be my best, I have to prepare as a communicator, as a content creator, as a writer, as a speaker. I have to have time to develop in those areas as well as develop the information that I'm going to be sharing. So what I want you to do is I want you to look to build strategies that can that can get procrastination out of your way, that can get fear out of your way. You know, those are two big killers for motivation. I wait, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get around to it. I'm going to do it. You can justify why you didn't do it. I could have easily taken this week off on the podcast because I had a full week of travel and I'm fatigued. I've got jet lag and blah, 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 blah. It's simply just putting it off. Let's get it done. You got the new project, you've vetted it, you've perfected it, you've worked on it, you're good at it, but you're afraid it won't succeed, so you won't do it. Get over fear, my friend. Get that fear out of your way and let's move forward. Don't let procrastination, putting off, or fear hold you back. You've got to find a way to overcome those obstacles. Listen, today you're listening to Speaking with One Voice, and we've talked about finding your motivation, yours, not mine, yours. You're a leader. I believe in you. You can do this. So remember the essence of motivation: internal, external, creating a blueprint for your motivation. What gets you going? How do you respond? What can motivate you? How can establish and develop routines that will help you to stay motivated? And then don't let obstacles steal from you. I want you to make sure that if you have one takeaway from this week's episode, I want you to create your own motivation blueprint. The law of awareness and the 15 invaluable laws of growth by John Maxwell says you have to know yourself to grow yourself. Your motivation doesn't look like anybody else's. I would encourage you to make it something of substance, because money is insatiable. You can't make enough money to stop. If money's your motivation, it'll keep being that thing. I want you to focus on things that are not necessarily materialistic as your motivation, but things that will help you to, and we need to make the money. But I believe if we do the right things, the money will come. I believe if we do it the right way, the money's going to show up. But we got to have the right motivation. We've got to overcome obstacles. We've got to have a routine that protects us and puts us in position to be motivated. We got to have a blueprint. How are we going to do this? What are we going to do? And then finally, the essence is it's internal, it's external, but it all counts. And I am committed to your personal growth. My goodness, this has been so fun. I'm actually almost sad that our time is up today, but I'm glad you joined us this week. You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. And I just want you to know that I believe in you and you can do this. And I want you motivated. Listen, don't try to add 50 habits at one time. Add them one at a time. Listen, I've got some things coming out and that are really, really close to being ready for you. So please follow us on all of our social media platforms at Rodney R. Payne. Go follow us on YouTube at Rodney R. Payne. Subscribe to the channel and catch this podcast, Speaking with One Voice, right there on YouTube. You have it on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google, Spotify, SoundCloud, you name it, we're there. And so I want you to make sure you make this a part of your routine to get your motivation, get your information, and we'd love to work with you. Don't forget, stop by RodneyRPayne.com. That's RodneyRPayne.com and get your free gift. We have a gift out there, and we've got some new things coming up in the next quarter as it relates to this podcast. So I thank you for listening, and we're about to make it even better because I'm motivated to help you. Listen, you have been listening to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Until next time, let's keep growing together.
You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. Please remember to follow Rodney Payne on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney R. Payne. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback, so please feel free to leave us comments. And if you would, rate and subscribe to the podcast, we'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to set up for notifications so you can get the latest updates and social media posts and get new podcasts when they're released. As always, use the hashtag Speaking with One Voice or simply SWOV on any of your social media posts.